They crawl, they cling, they feed, and for thousands of years, humans believed they could heal. Leeches and worms, creatures most people fear or find disgusting, were once the most trusted doctors in the world. From the temples of ancient Egypt to the hospitals of medieval Europe, these slimy healers were used to treat nearly everything: fevers, infections, swelling, even headaches. It sounds absurd now, but for our ancestors, these little creatures held the power of life and death. The story begins along the Nile River. Ancient Egyptian healers noticed that leeches would attach to the skin, suck blood, and fall off, leaving the wound surprisingly clean. They began to believe that these worms could pull bad blood and disease out of the body. Hieroglyphs on ancient tombs show physicians using leeches as part of ritual healing ceremonies. In their minds, illness wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. And what better creature to remove impurities than one that literally drew out the poison? As medicine evolved, so did the fascination with blood. The great Greek physician Hippocrates, often called the father of medicine, taught that the human body was ruled by 4 humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. If these humors fell out of balance, sickness followed. Roman doctors embraced the idea, and leeches became the perfect tool to rebalance the system. Their slow, methodical feeding became a symbol of precision healing. And soon, the practice spread across the entire ancient world. By the Middle Ages, leeching had become an obsession. Doctors carried special brass boxes filled with dozens of them, and apothecaries sold jars of leeches like precious medicine. Patients lined up to have them placed on their necks, arms, and legs. Some even applied them to their eyelids or tongues to treat fever or migraines. Royal families weren't immune either. Kings, queens, and noblemen demanded their cleansing sessions, believing it purified both the body and the soul. But there was a dark side. Too much blood loss often left patients weak or dead. Yet, instead of questioning the method, many healers blamed the patient for not being strong enough. The early 1800s marked the peak of leech medicine. In France, one doctor, François Broussais, believed almost every disease could be cured through bleeding. He used millions of leeches every year, sometimes applying up to 40 on a single patient. The demand became so high that Europe faced a leech shortage. Collectors waded into swamps with bare legs, letting the creatures bite them just so they could harvest enough for hospitals. By 1830, France was importing over 40 million leeches annually. That's right, 40 million. Medicine had turned into a feeding frenzy. But science was changing. By the mid-19th century, doctors began understanding germs, infections, and the circulatory system. They realized that draining blood didn't cure disease. It often made things worse. Slowly, leech therapy was replaced by cleaner, safer methods. By the 1900s, these once famous healers were nearly forgotten, remembered only as symbols of medieval superstition. Still, the story wasn't over. In the late 20th century, something unexpected happened. Surgeons rediscovered leeches, not as relics of the past, but as medical tools. They found that a leech's saliva contained powerful enzymes that prevent blood clots, reduce swelling, and improve circulation. After delicate surgeries, like reattaching fingers, ears, or skin grafts, leeches were used to restore blood flow where veins couldn't. Hospitals began stocking leeches again, only this time under sterile conditions. It was official. The creature once used in superstition was now backed by science. Leeches weren't alone in this strange chapter of healing. Worms, and their close cousins, maggots, played a similar role. In ancient times, maggots were seen as nature's tiny surgeons. Soldiers who suffered wounds on the battlefield noticed something strange. Those whose wounds were infested with maggots often survived, while others died from infection. Why? Because the maggots were eating dead tissue and leaving the healthy flesh untouched. In World War I, doctors began using them intentionally to clean wounds. a practice that's still used today in modern hospitals for chronic infections. Once again, nature knew what it was doing. It's easy to laugh at these old methods, to see them as barbaric or disgusting. But when we look closer, they reveal something powerful about humanity. Our ancestors weren't ignorant. They were observant. They learned by watching nature, experimenting, failing, and trying again. They believed healing could come from the earth, from the rivers, even from the smallest creatures crawling in the mud. And in some ways, they were right. From temples to hospitals, from fear to fascination, leeches and worms have slithered their way through thousands of years of medical history. They remind us that sometimes healing doesn't come from machines or miracles, but from the unexpected places we least want to look. This was Leeches and Worms, nature's creepy healers, another chapter in the most bizarre medical practices in history. Next time, we'll uncover how mercury, one of the most toxic metals on Earth, became a popular cure for everything from headaches to syphilis. Don't forget to subscribe because the past still has a few strange secrets left to bleed out.